Hello friends, my name's the real Emile and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 6. As you can see on your screen, today's subject of a car build is the Ford Mustang 2 King Cobra. One of the most laughably bad muscle cars ever. This was produced in a time where America was going through a big oil crisis and there was big emissions regulations and all sorts. And because of this little 5-litre V8 produces just 140 brake horsepower. Yeah, not to mention this car is also based on a Ford Pinto, yeah. So I figured I'd set myself a bit of a challenge today because the modern day Mustangs are actually vastly different. Of course, muscle cars are starting to come back now because they're starting to eke more power out of them. And one of my favourite modern muscle cars is the new Shelby GT350R. This is based off of the Ford Mustang. This produces, I don't know, 600 odd horsepower, I believe. Yeah, this is a pretty crazy car, and I figured what I would do is I would set a time in this Ford Shelby GT350R, sorry, 538 horsepower, still quite a lot though. I figured I would set a time in this car and then build the King Cobra up to see if it could possibly beat it. Now, this is going to be a Herculean task for the King Cobra because this isn't only a very powerful car and a very good muscle car, this car also handles fantastically. I think we're going to use the test track full circuit for this. Not my favourite track in the game. However, I do actually really like this track. This is the track I used in the, was it like Modern Muscle Car Showdown, something like that? Yeah, this is where I put this car up against the Hellcat and the Camaro. And yeah, this won, basically. This is actually one of the faster cars around the Top Gear test track. This thing, I believe, it has like a 118, something like that. From what I remember, it's not actually too far off a Mercedes SLS, and it might have even beat a Mercedes AMG GTS. So this car is very quick. So it'll be interesting to see if the Mustang 2 can actually beat this. But of course, first we do need to set a lap time in this car. Now, one or two things have changed with this car since I last drove it. I'm pretty sure they've improved the engine noise on it now, which it sounds like they have. It sounds fantastic. Yeah, this car is wonderfully fantastic to drive. It really is just awesome to drive. I remember driving this thing around here and being blown away. I always thought the Camaro handled perhaps a little bit better, but this sort of edged it out in straight line speed. Hence why it was a second quicker round our track. You know, the Camaro isn't a bad car, the new Z28. It's my second favourite generation of Camaro, I think. And that's saying a lot considering I really don't like these can't speak. I'm just going to rewind that because, yeah. But, yeah, not a huge fan of the Camaro, but I do have to say the new one is much improved. One advantage the Mustang 2 will have is this is my first time actually back on Forza 6 in a while. I've been playing a lot of NFS 2015, and you can expect a lot of content coming out of that game, because while that game certainly has flaws, it is hella fun to play. As you'd expect from a Need for Speed game, it is quite a lot of fun to play. We're going to smash that wall. Okay. You know, here's me saying, oh, this car's great. By the way, just to confirm, this car is very good. The issues are really with me in this track, because this track is a very weird layout. You don't usually drive the test track, and that's why it's sort of a little bit etchy for me. Of course, I will get better at this track as time goes on. Now, this is an A-Class car, so the Mustang 2 will be built to A-Class. This is only 656 PI. I'm going to build the King Cobra to A A700 just to give it a bit more of a fighting chance. Because as I said, this car is extremely nice to drive and it's very, very fast for an A-class vehicle, so yeah, do need to give the Mustang 2 a little bit of a fighting chance, as much as I wouldn't want to, because I hate the Mustang 2. You know, I remember I was actually watching it today. It's the most popular video on this channel is my August DLC look back for Horizon 2. And, you know, I said in that video some quite nasty things about the King Cobra. And they still stand. Some people actually apparently like that car, which, well, that confuses me, because I don't know how you could like a fake muscle car, but sure. Whatever you're into, of course. No doubt these people are huge fans of the Mustangs and will defend them to the deaths. Which, to be fair, you know, I get that. I you know, there's a couple of cars on the market that I defend stubbornly, but, you know, if they make an awful car, I'm quite happy to shoot them down for it. I'm just trying to think, actually, what cars do I really like? I really like the Honda Civics. You know, I usually defend them quite a bit, because the issue that the Civic has got is, like, many people don't like them because people rice them, basically, and say, oh, look, VTEC, only produced 10 horsepower, this is faster than a Honda Civic. The Honda Civic actually isn't a bad car, it's just the reputation of it's bloody awful. 105.971 for the Mustang there. Ignore the dirty lap thing, by the way. I think if you go, if you go over this jump, for whatever reason it dirties the lap, turn 10 could do with fixing that. Hey, the understeer didn't catch me out then. I'm going to go for that one. I kind of like this track just because it's sort of, you have an option as to which bits you want to take. I don't actually know which path's faster, so I'm just sort of mix and matching it. Pretty sure this is where you can get the hammer down more, however, that path is the shorter one. Basically, if you don't understeer out wide, it's usually best to go for the shorter route, but if you do, then the faster route. I don't think there's too much time discrepancy on it. We'll figure it out, actually, when we cross the line here. Maybe I can learn which one is the shorter route to take. Anyway, we are coming up to the finishing line, and okay, a 105.484 for the Shelby so far. Yeah, this lap won't be faster, so we'll end it off there. We'll give the Shelby technically 4 laps. So a 105.484 is the time to beat for our built King Cobra. I'm not sure. Like, that wasn't a particularly quick lap time for this car. This car could certainly go quicker. But at the same time, it's a King Cobra, so yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Let's put it that way. It'll be very interesting to see. I'm sorry if you can hear the clicking of a pen there. That's how I'm sort of jotting down the lap times on this one. Okay, so go down here. Is it a 78 car? I think it is. Yes, there it is. Alrighty. Right. We've got to go see what sort of engines we can put on this. Just let me check something quickly. Yes, we are still recording. Excellent. Right, let's go and have a look what engines we have on this. Alright, so, no, that's not what I wanted. Standard, this car's 139 horsepower. Oh, it's terrible. 8.9 seconds to 60, a top speed of 120. Mind-blowing, right. We've got modern 5.7 litre V8, 7 litre V8 Hemi, or the NASCAR engine. As much as I would love to go for the NASCAR engine, I did use that in the Plymouth Prowler, so instead I'm actually going to use the 7 litre V8 Hemi. I don't think I've played around with this engine too much, so that's why we're going with that. We're going to put a supercharger in it as well, 482 horsepower. Right, next it needs aero, because just look at the handling and braking scores on this thing. I think that looks, it looks hideous. It's managed to make the Mustang 2 look even worse. Not quite as bad as those have, though. We'll leave that. So actual thoughts building this, I think the biggest issue with this car is going to be braking. I think that's what we're going to have big issues with. So, ooh, they're huge actually on the back. I'm impressed, Mustang 2. They're damn big tyres. Right, we do want a racing gearbox. That is a given. Actually, we want a differential as well because this is a 78 car, which is only meant to push like not very much horsepower, so we don't want it to implode on itself. There we go. Beef up the brakes, definitely beef up suspension. Again, this is an old American car. All American cars have terrible suspension. We want a roll cage because this is a muscle car, and look how much PI that puts on. Jeez. I'm not sure about weight reduction on this one, because I mean it's a heavy car either way. I might just use that and use the rest on power because the GT350R actually weighs a hell of a lot as well. And then we'll just go through these. Let's improve the exhaust. Can we improve the supercharger? Yes, we can. 550 horsepower. Use that. 557. So this is more powerful than the GT350R by a couple of horsepower, admittedly. 562 horsepower. That's the same as you get out of a V10 Audi. Ooh, and we can fit on that as well. Excellent. 565 horsepower. So it's more powerful than the GT350R. It also weighs a lot less than the GT350R. So, this could be interesting, to say the least. We'll have to have a look at it. First of all, though, I'm just going to tune some bits and bobs on this. 3.4 seconds to 60, top speed of 187 miles an hour now. That's crazy. Right, we want nice, shorter ratios for this. 3.4 seconds to 60. I can't quite remember what it is on the GT350R. I'm definitely sure that's quicker, though. We're going to lower the suspension by a lot. We're also just going to stiffen it up a bit, because old American car with old American suspension. Yeah, stiffen this all up as well. Hopefully it'll still take the jump fairly well. So I'm not going to improve bump stiffness too much. I'm also just going to edge out the aero as usual on this, just to get the aero to be a little bit better. Okay, so I think that is the Mustang 2 built. 3.5 seconds to 60, 183 miles an hour. Yeah. This could be interesting. You know, I'm certainly looking forward to driving this car, and that's something I never thought I'd ever say about a Mustang 2. But there you go, there you go. Yeah, so just while we're quickly loading in, if you guys want to recommend any form of car builds for me to do, then feel free to do that in the comments. And I'll definitely get round to building them at some point. I do want to get into some more of these because they're quite fun. So yeah. Right, what's this car sound like? Unfortunately, you can't really hear the supercharger, but it's still a decent enough noise. Got off the line good. Right, break into there. Ooh. Okay. This is... wow, okay. That was quite good, actually. I'll give the Mustang 2 that. Ooh, bit of tail sliding there. I think the Mustang, the GT350R, is a little bit more predictable than this, but this isn't bad. I think it's definitely got the edge on straight line speed. Of course, it weighs a lot less and so on. Can't really take the same speed as you would through that corner in the GT350R. But then again, what would you expect from this King Cobra? What I want to know, right, is because obviously Forza now models stuff based on real life cars. I believe they've been doing it for a while, but they're sort of cranking it up now and laser scanning them and whatnot. Who actually owns a Mustang 2 King Cobra that they can actually give to turn 10? That's what I want to know. Anyway, first lap, 108.527. Woo. Okay. 725, should I say. Still, we are driving. We're certainly going. Yeah, it's a fairly decent. As I said, though, it definitely wants to slide out more than GT350R did. I think on sort of the subject of the... Whoop, bollocks. Yeah, that went horribly wrong. I think on the subject of the GT350R, I think the actual weight of that car definitely helps it out a bit, because it allows the rear end to stay a bit more tamed because there's more weight in it. I mean, technically the GT350R does feel perhaps an ickle bit heavy, like not as much as the Z28 Camaro, because that actually feels much heavier, but no, it definitely feels heavier. Ooh, this could be a good lap time actually. This could be a... Ooh, it has beaten the GT350R, I believe. 104.500. What did the GT350R do? Yeah, it's completely smashed the GT350R. Okay, that's amazing, but I mean, I don't want to take away from its achievements, but I do think that the GT350R perhaps has a bit of a disadvantage in the fact that it's not actually that quick in a straight line, and this is definitely more of a straight line speed track. Also, I really shouldn't be too surprised considering this thing weighs a hell of a lot less, and it's actually like 40 more PI than that car is, so yeah, perhaps I shouldn't be too surprised, but at the same time, it's a Mustang 2, people. I mean, come on, no one expected that. Right, ooh, this could even be a better lap time than that last one. What are we going to get? 103. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, issues, big issues. Yeah. Okay, so the Mustang 2, I've underestimated it. Yeah, it's definitely quicker than the GT350R. So, whatever the next time attack build, because of course we've only done 2 of these, and last time the Volvo Amazon beat a Ferrari, and now a Mustang 2 is, well, it's actually beaten another Mustang, which is strange enough to say. So, yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to ramp up the difficulty on these, I think, for the next one. I'm not quite sure what car we're going to be using. Again, as I said, suggest in the comment section if you actually... if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, although I might start getting into these daily. I might record another one after this. Maybe we'll use one of the new DLC cars, possibly. But anyway, yeah. So don't underestimate the Mustang 2, apparently. Bit weird on the way out. See, this is sort of the lap time I was expecting it to do. Mind you, we did have that spin out at the start, didn't we? So, yeah. Anyway, can it finally take this jump well? No. So there you go. The Mustang 2 can actually be a different sort of Mustang, which is that's crazy to think. To be honest with you, I think the GT350R is still better because it's slightly more predictable. However, I'm still impressed. I'm very much impressed by this car. It actually looks kind of weird with lowered suspension. I've just realised that. But yeah, anyway friends, that is going to be it for today. I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile. Until next time, farewell.